Hey, Steve Magnante here at High-Octane Classics in Auburn, Massachusetts with a very interesting Chevy square body pickup truck. But this one has something else going on. It's a little lower than you'd think it should be. The stock white steel wheels kind of give it a very austere vibe. But I dare say there's something happening under the hood of this one. Let's check and see what it is. Now, the square bodies have come on pretty strong in the last 5 or 10 years at the auction, and also just in general as people realize that what were once work trucks and haulers can now be very fun toys. And beyond that, as they start to go away from daily vision, you start to realize those were pretty cool. But you got to remember, the square body arrived in 1973, replacing the 67 through 72. I think it was called the advanced style, whatever it was, very much rounded. But for the square bodies, GM engineers and stylists went, well, square. The wheel openings went from big rounded arches to these squared off shapes here. And these things sold really well. This is a 1975 from the third model year, 73, 74, 75. And this one was born a 10 series, half-ton, short bed, fleet side, and this is basically the best one to have. The long beds and the 3/4 tons are cool, but not as cool. Okay, now this was born a 352 barrel according to the little sticker here, but this now is a turbocharged LS. And the LS engine, which arrived on the scene, what, 1998, whatever it was in the Corvette, and trickled its way into just about everything else, is really the second coming, third coming, if you will, of the small block Chevrolet, a mighty dynasty, the LS, and why not? Now the money on this one here is the Precision turbocharger. This one is intercooled, and of course the Edelbrock ProFlow Ram type intake manifold, feeding aluminum cylinder heads. Now this is an iron block, which is good, because when you have boost like this, aluminum blocks are great. However, in some cases the steel liners flex a little bit. Iron blocks are far more rigid, a little heavier, but with that said, they're kind of a better deal for longevity. Here's the Precision Turbo intercooler system right here, which is plumbed to a tank in the back to keep the incoming air mixture nice and chilly. And of course, chilly is dense. Now this does, of course, have the stock power dual circuit brake booster right there, but more on that in a moment. The brakes on this are far from stock. Of course, power steering, standard for the course. Aftermarket steering in this one. Now it is a stock type suspension, still has coil springs up front, but it has QA1 coilovers, and if we look down low here, the upper and lower control arms, the original stamped steel monsters, are gone. Here is QA1 tubular stuff up and down, the QA1 adjustable coilovers. So yeah, what we have here is something of a sleeper. And if you're not familiar with that term, well, shame on you, I'm kidding. But sleepers are vehicles that do a lot more than they look like they do. When they wake up, they'll eat your lunch, and this thing wakes up big time. I love the stock looking 15-inch steel wheels, front and rear. And speaking of the rears, more on that in a second. But first, let's go inside. And this is a Scottsdale, which is the up trim level with the brushed stainless effect around the back of the cab, and inside carpeting instead of rubber floor mats. Aftermarket steering wheel. Yeah, nice interior. Love the aftermarket gauges with a 160 mile an hour speedometer, I believe, on the left-hand side. And the aerodynamics of this truck at 160, I don't know. But with that said, I love the idea that the 85 mile an hour speedometer, which would have arrived in, what, 89 or 79, is not present here to harsh the buzz. But nice bench seat inside for 3 across seating. Seat belts, of course. And yeah, nicely restored inside. Now we get to the bed of this truck. And again, this is the 6-foot short bed, not the 8-foot long bed. And this is really the one you want if you're a square body or any kind of a pickup truck enthusiast. The majority of people like the shorties. In the back, we have the reservoir for the intercooler, a little, I believe, a methanol injection tank on the right-hand side. Again, that methanol is all about helping to quell detonation under full boost. Now let's get back to the wheels and tires. Okay, 15-inch rims, but Mickey Thompson ET Street drag radials. Okay, so why would you want these? Well, this probably has in excess of 450 horse, probably more than that. Just saying, with that kind of power, you need some traction. And what I like about this is that it's more than just an engine swap. The front suspension's been upgraded, but so has the back. Let's get underneath this puppy and have a look. Now, there's a 12-bolt rear axle in place. So again, sleeper stuff, expensive goodies, a really nice build from top to bottom, front to rear. The tailgate on this, metal, no Bondo, no plastic. It's just a nice solid half-ton truck. Let's open it up and see. Yeah, nice. Got a bed liner effect going on here, but just nice, clean stuff. So yeah, what a little sleeper thing this is. And one thing I love too, let's just get right back into the square body thing. The Square Body Syndicate is an organization that they market goodies and pieces, and also the whole idea of the square body. And here on each door, one little detail the builder of this got into is this right here. This is the GM Mark of Excellence sticker, or is it? Square Body Syndicate. Cool little touches like that abound on this truck. So, and again, the half-ton short bed with at least 450 horsepower. I'm being very conservative with that one. But again, there's a wastegate. You can tune that and get more or less. You decide what you might want. But that's the story of this half-ton 1975 turbo sleeper Chevy pickup truck. And keep in mind, this can be purchased with 10% down, or as little as 10% down. And High-Octane Classics does consider trades, late models, customs, trucks, you name it, they'll consider it. And they do deliver to any place on the planet. And one thing too is High-Octane Classics has been in business for like 12, 15 years, and they're always looking for certified and qualified mechanics and service and sales people. So maybe give them a call at 508-859-4515 if you might want to join the team. And to learn more about this turbocharged sleeper pickup truck, check it out on the High-Octane Classics website.